At 2 a.m. here in the United Kingdom, 4 a.m. in Israel and Lebanon, a ceasefire began between Israel and Hezbollah. As dawn broke, people who've been displaced by months of Israeli attacks were already beginning to return home. That's despite a warning that it's not yet safe for them to do so. The deal, which was announced by the United States President Joe Biden, is meant to be permanent. For its part, Hezbollah is expected to move its forces north of the Litani River, shown there on your map. And over the next 60 days, the Israel Defense Forces will withdraw from southern Lebanon. The Lebanese army is expected to deploy 5,000 troops to replace them, policing a buffer zone alongside United Nations peacekeepers. Well, let's show you some live images from Beirut this morning. This is the scene there live. You can see the stillness of the early morning, 8:02 local time. Some smoke you can see just drifting across the screen there from left to right. Some sounds in the background. Hard to ascertain exactly what those sounds are. Well, on the ground for us is Alex Rossi. Let's bring him in, who's joining us live. Alex, this agreement just hours old. How's it going?
Yeah, I mean, it came in at 4 o'clock in the morning. So in the early hours of the morning here in Israel and also in Lebanon as well, 2 a.m. your time. The question, of course, is will this ceasefire hold? There is reason to be optimistic, but there's also reasons to be skeptical as well. In terms of the optimism, I think that both sides have probably slugged it out over the last 14 months, fighting, and a kind of, really want it to come to an end for their own reasons. As far as Hezbollah is concerned, it has been absolutely slammed by Israeli forces since they launched their offensive in September, starting, of course, with those pages exploding in the pockets of Hezbollah operatives. Dahia, the district in southern Beirut, has been really blitzed over the last few months. The leadership has been decimated, including the leader Hassan Nasrallah as well. So as far as they're concerned, they cannot really cope with the strength of Israel's force. And in terms of Israel, it needs to get people back to their homes in the northern borders. And it says that it has severely degraded Hezbollah. It's destroyed its leadership, as I was saying, and its stockpiles of weapons. So there isn't a huge amount to achieve militarily by staying and occupying southern Lebanon. So that's the reason really for hope. The reason for pessimism, of course, is what we saw in 2006 after that war ended. UN Resolution 1701 coming in, which should have meant that Hezbollah stayed behind with their heavy weaponry, the Litani River. But of course, we saw that they rearmed, and the powers inside Lebanon, the Lebanese military, were impotent to stop them. Now, we've heard from the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu here in Israel saying that that will not happen again. Israel reserves the right to strike at Hezbollah if it sees it rearming and moving closer to the border. So that there is hope that it will hold. We are already hearing reports that streams of people are returning to their homes in southern Lebanon. The Israeli military will remain, we think, for some time inside Lebanon, but over the next 60 days, that's the initial part of the ceasefire, will start to pull back. I think the other point to bear in mind, of course, is that this has been decoupled from any ceasefire in Gaza. The fighting there continues, and the terrible humanitarian situation for people there also continues as well. There is no end in sight to the violence there.